Let's do this one. This is a little bit of a tangentially Iran content.
Turning now to
So we're going to go back to our friends over at Breaking Points. Sagar, his big beautiful face, actually not that big, to be honest, but it's right in front of me. I'm ready to hear what he has to say. This is about the apparently guys, I don't know if you know this. Iran has created a new capability that I was unaware of. They're able to launch a drone from Iran that is going to hit California. Now, this is news to me. Honestly, I didn't know they had intercontinental drones so far. So, this is kind of wild. But apparently they might. And California, I'm sorry, you're the woke capital of America, California or whatever. They're going for you first. I'm sorry to say. So let's see what we can learn about this video from Breaking Point. PSYOP. FBI warns of Iran attack on California.
Turning now to a very strange incident, which we have to keep you all updated. So there's this big piece of news from ABC that broke yesterday. Let's put it up here on the screen. What do we have? We have the FBI is warned that Iran aspired to attack California with drones in retaliation for the war. The warning came in a bulletin that was sent to police departments in recent days that Iran could retaliate for American attacks by launching drones at the West Coast. We recently acquired information. As of early February 2026, Iran allegedly aspired to conduct a surprise attack using unmanned aerial vehicles from an unidentified vessel off the coast of the U.S. homeland, specifically against unspecified targets.
So, okay, they're shooting it from a boat. It isn't intercontinental. It isn't an intercontinental drone, which I was gonna say that's oof. Glad that doesn't exist yet. But okay, so it's in, I guess, a Navy ship or something is what they're saying, which I thought their Navy was completely destroyed. At least that's what my big, beautiful president's told me. But, well, I guess not. I guess one got through, one got away, and it took with it a single drone that is planning on launching straight at California.
In California in the event that the U.S. conducted strikes against Iran. We have no additional information on the timing, method, target, or perpetrators of this alleged attack. Obviously, a lot of hackles were raised at that one. What exactly is going on here? Is it a way to try and inspire fear in the American public in order to try and support some of what's going on right now with the war? And local police and others, including those briefed on the matter. Let's put F3, please, up on the screen. LAPD sources, this is from Fox News, by the way, just to show you how little credence that even these people are giving it. They say, I've talked to today, say there is not a known credible drone threat, and this may fall under the general death to America umbrella. So not really something that was worth
Hey, that's a pretty big umbrella. There's a lot of people under that umbrella.
I think a full-blown bulletin.
There's more every single day we do this shit.
To the LAPD. Let's think about logistics here, Crystal. So the current range, I believe, of the drone would make it so that, what is it, like 3 to 4 times anything that is even in their theoretical maximal range for their longest range drone that they may have. They would have to put it on a unmanned aircraft carrier, which would have to sail thousands of nautical miles to off the coast of California, so via, across various different sea channels and other things which are highly monitored. And then it would have to take off from said aircraft carrier, unmanned carrier, allegedly, and then come and hit a site in California.
That is the most logistically complex operation for the smallest amount of gain possible that I have ever heard of. That sounds like something that we in America would come up with when we're just trying to find a new way to like detonate our tax dollars, like to burn them up as fast as possible. Like this is some like CIA program to find out if people are psychic level shenanigans in terms of like how little impact and how much money we spend on it, or they would spend on it.
Just personally a little skeptical of that.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. There was another uncorroborated report, they say, from 2025 that suggested unidentified Mexican cartel.
I have a question though. If this drone, Like if it ended up like hitting like say Hasan Piker's house, whose side do you think all of the like Hassan derangement people like would be on? Because I'm sure that they all hate Iran, right? But if they but Iran then also killed their main enemy. Like I feel like they would be like praising the Ayatollah, like let's convert to like Islam ASAP, like if they did that.
Leaders had authorized attacks using drones carrying explosives against U.S. law enforcement. They said this type of attack against U.S. personnel or interest inside the U.S. would be unprecedented, but exemplifies a plausible scenario, although cartels typically avoid actions that would result in unwanted attention or responses from U.S. authorities. Again, think of how nonsensical
This is just general paranoia bait. Like this is what they're just trying to give general paranoia to everybody. I think it is a level. I think that they must have some research that shows that there is a level of control that they can exact by putting out these like things. In the same way that like this gives me the same vibe as that story of like spy balloons coming up to like New Jersey or something that people were saying was like the Chinese or something. I feel like it's all just here to give you a general level of paranoia that for what they do with it, for what research they have on like it being effective for their goals, I have no idea. But I think that it must have some sort of tangible effect on people that like they benefit from, to be honest. Otherwise, why would they keep doing it, you know? I mean, I guess they're stupid. That could be the answer too, but I don't know. I feel like they probably have some research that shows that this actually gives them like some small level of control over Americans' psyche or something.
this is, you think the Mexican cartels want to start a war? Like, you think that's going to go well with them? You think that's an intelligent scenario? So they're clearly trying to gin up all of these, frightful scenarios of what could unfold. And they've got the sequencing all wrong here, Soccer. You got to manufacture the consent before the war starts. You got to do the false flag before you get into this thing. You got to generate all the fear and the anxiety.
They must have like when they got the papers from Bush, like they must have read them upside down or something. Like they like read, oh, first you go into a war and then afterwards you develop consent for the war, and then they're like no, turn the paper over, turn it over.
And oh my God, they're like terrible people who are coming to attack California. You got to do that before you launch the war, guys, because now it just reads as like, okay, well, if there's all this risk, why are you doing this? Why are you creating more risk? How is this creating any sort of like sense of safety for the American people? No, instead, what you're doing with these, fake bulletins is establishing that what you have done in the Middle East is just creating actually more risk and more danger for Americans here and abroad. I mean, I don't put any stock. There's all this like Iranian sleeper cell conversation now too. I don't put any stock in that as well either. But it is true that we are making a lot of people around the world absolutely hate our guts.
Super mega mecha ISIS, it's coming. Be on the lookout. It'll be here any day.
We just murdered 168 school children. How do you think that, their parents feel about us now? How do you think that their siblings who are going to grow up, how do you think they're going to feel about us now? How do you think all of the orphans in Gaza, or the children who are amputees now, largest amputee population in the world in Gaza, how do you think that they feel about us?
So let that happen.
Yes, we are creating...
Not only let that happen, actively facilitate it. It's atrocious. It's a stain on our entire country's moral character. It feels like a stain on my moral character, even though I was against it the whole time. So makes me feel terrible.
More danger for our own population and our own service members and our own assets in the region. Do I believe this particular story about drone striking LA? Absolutely not. And one other thing to keep in mind here is, what we've seen from Iran in terms of their attacks on any sort of U.S. personnel or bases in the region, it has always been we or Israel attack them first. We have not seen them, trying to come over here and drone strike us. We have not seen them out of the blue attacking our assets in the region either. It has always been in retaliation for something that we started. So it does not fit their pattern of behavior whatsoever. And of course, we already have law enforcement officials who are like, this is ridiculous.
The drone thing, I'm not worried about. The sleeper cell thing, I'll put it to you this way. Do I think that there are intentionally designed terror sleeper cells? We didn't see any of that usually during the global war on terror. Although there were a few, like Al-Qaeda plots. You couldn't really call it sleeper cell. It would be an Al-Qaeda cell, right? Like people who were inspired, there would be like a small set of teams. You have the...
Has he considered incel. We got a lot of incels here. I feel like they're ripe for the picking. If Iran is looking for some sleeper cells, I think the incel community is probably where they should look first.
London attacks that happened in '05.
Not to give them any
the Times
advice.
Square plot, some of these other things that happened here in the United States. That's very unlikely. But what did we see a lot of? San Bernardino, a lot of these, what are they like? These so-called like,
lone wolf inspired by
type.
blah, blah,
I'm
blah.
actually pretty worried about that.
Yeah, that could definitely happen.
I mean, listen, we know we have tens of millions of people here illegally. We have no idea who most of these people
Okay,
are.
Sagar.
We don't have no registry or.
Okay, Sagar. Who is the usual demographic of people who are causing like terrorist acts in America? Like, it's straight white men. They're always going up shooting everything. They shoot anything that moves. They love going to crowded, populated areas and just shooting people. Like, that's what our straight white men are bred to do. So this kind of like redirection is a little bit unnecessary. I'm not saying that there's not going to be any, like Muslim people who are inspired to act because of this. I mean, it is incredibly destabilizing, but like, yeah, I think that there's a very specific demographic in America who is known for causing like terror and chaos across our region, and it's not usually Muslims.
Any of that, not to mention a massive Muslim population. It's like, yeah, that's scary. And it couldn't even just be them. It could also be,
Jesus,
I mean, who
dude.
knows, far left.
Jesus, Sagar. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Like, I usually like he gets so reactionary sometimes. It comes out of nowhere too, because he's on this panel with like normal people who have normal opinions, and then out of the blue he gets this like super right-wing reactionary takes that I'm just like, Jesus. Like, these are the moments where I'm like, get him off the show. He generally, in my opinion, adds very little, but also he like detracts like crazy when he goes into these like racist ass rants.
Anarchists, far-right people, like, you have no clue.
You also have an FBI that's very interested in creating false, like ginning up terror, radicalizing people themselves, and then setting them off, and so that they can disrupt.
She is so much kinder than I would just have told him to shut the fuck up. Like, I could not sit here and not like say something to him. Like, man, Sagar, Jesus.
But no, I mean, listen, look, undocumented immigrants, that's one thing, but you also have plenty of Americans who are going to be disgusted and radicalized.
She's being a lot
by
nicer
what's going
than
on,
I would,
who,
but
are looking at the atrocities abroad. And so it's a very volatile mix. Obviously, we're a population that is chock full of guns and weapons and very violent society to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
We were just talking about the fact that a bunch of these white South Africans that came over here are going back home because they find our society to be too violent and dangerous.
That was a funny story, by the way. Anyway, I think was it Secular Talk maybe had a video about that, but it's the Humanist Report. Go check out his video on it. The South African like white people who were escaping their white genocide in South Africa were like, nah, America sucks. I'm going back to the white genocide. It's so funny.
Dangerous and chaotic.
They're right.
So, that is the landscape. And then you add on top of that this disgusting, illegal war of choice where innocent civilians are being slaughtered. And we can see, not only the schoolgirls, we see what happened in Tehran when the Israelis reportedly bombed this oil depot, and you had, a massive ecological disaster, acid rain raining down from the sky, health effects that we can only, scarcely imagine what the reverberations of that have been. Many civilians have been killed. And it creates more risk for us is the bottom line.